Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our trading room here. 1 second, we'll get the screen share working. All right. Bear with me as I fumble with my charts. Here we go. All right, so yesterday, this now the daily NASDAQ. Yesterday's session, this bar right here, was overall pretty bullish. We saw a nice rally through the morning. The market paused a little bit as the day went on and then decided to continue rallying into the close, giving us a nice strong day and confirming the breakout. See how we had this, breakout, this retest, and now we are looking at yet another rally. In fact, you can see where we're trading right now around the 79.45-46 zone, and where we left off around 7,900. We actually have a fairly substantial gap below current trading. Volume is tapering because it is rollover. I'm still in the September contract. Don't worry if you're still in September. The market actually does not expire until next week. I'm not entirely sure why NinjaTrader prompts you to roll so early. But they do. Back in the day, the good old days, we always used to trade right up into the day before expiration. But now, I don't know, everybody wants to roll. I guess technically, the roll begins about a week before. Next week, the roll will become very aggressive. All right, let's take a look here now at the Eagle, kind of get our bearings. The overnight, fairly quiet coming into the open. Actually, it looks like there were some big ranges here, to be sure, but no real direction. Your first in sync Eagle signal. Oop, I guess this one right here. No, sorry, the bands weren't in sync. This one right here. Your first in sync signal. Nice gains on that one. Shoot, you could be done already. 5 minutes into the day. Thank you very much. See you later. All right, well, I'm gonna hold on here maybe for a little bit more structure. But it does appear as though the trend is up. Yeah, and as soon as I say that, the market unwinds to the short side. Ain't that always the way? Well, waiting is free. All right, a little bit of a move back now to the hard edge. If we had a more discernible trend, if I didn't know that the market was so sideways going into the hard edge here, it would be fairly obvious to do a hard edge buy, to wait for that number 3 signal and just take the market higher. But knowing that the market is in a bit of a sideways funk, makes it a little bit more difficult. See, typically in a trend, we would wait for a test of the extreme, wait for a test of the extreme. That would be our number 3 signal, say printing somewhere around there. We'd look for a test of the extreme. There'd be enough room to profit, and then from there we could decide, well, is the market going to head lower or is it going to head higher, right? From there it'll be decision time. But because we're in a sideways trading range, there's no need for a test of the extreme. Because we're in a sideways trading range, this here may actually be the test of the extreme. There's no way to know. Okay, this now the number 3 signal that's printing. It's not going to print as a number 3 because the clouds are out of sync, but it is a hard edge bounce all the same. And it did give me enough here. So if you took it right on the hash mark, 45 half, did we get to 50 half? Oh, we did too. Yeah, you would have made your profit target. Ooh, and then some. Profit target and then some. All right, let's just put that away before I do something I regret. well, they're testing the bottom end here again. We could call this a little bit of a sideways range. It's tempting to try to short it as is, just to trade the breakout, because they don't want to go higher. There's a good chance that they may want to go lower. Okay, well, I'm going to get a second push opportunity here in the Falcon. Ooh, baby, don't run away on me. All right, I'm going to treat this current bar as my second push bar. Now you can see I'm a touch late here to the party, but I'm looking for some of that downward momentum. Come on, you can do it. Yay. I was just about to say, given that it's not going higher, it may well try to check the bottom end of the trading range, which, well, the morning open is down here, so you could be certainly looking 79.20, maybe even down here to the primary support zone. But that's okay. I managed to get in late and still get my profit target. Ooh, here we're getting a little late filter entry signal as well. I'm okay with that. If this was in fact a little bit of a sideways trading range somewhere through here, we should be looking at a retest. So here we are down now near the morning low, open low. So we might get a little bit of a pushback, something resembling a retest of this breakout, or not. Or the sellers are just going to walk all over the buyers here. All right, so if you believe that this now is a trading range, this is a breakout, this is a retest, you could place a just in case order to short down here. And then if we get a couple of bars counter, then we can place our just in case order to buy up here. All right. Okay, let's see whether we got any follow through now on this breakout, whether the sellers are going to be serious. So I need my 10 points. So I'm in at 22 3/4. So I'll look out to get at 12 3/4, somewhere around there. Come on, give me this little hesitation swing after the breakout, to be expected as the buyers are trying to rally the market up. Let's see what they got. Get ready with my break even. Okay, I'll take the break even at this point. You know what? I'm just going to go bar for bar. All right, well, that worked out reasonably well, just like it was supposed to. Nice when that happens. Okay, so as I like to remind you every day, like a broken record, you make money in trading not by trading more often, rather by trading size. Personally, I believe having a trading quota is one of the best things you can do for yourself, in that you don't overtrade. You get to pick your battles. You don't chase every signal around the block. And by limiting your exposure to the market, you improve actually your chances of becoming more profitable. And once you are consistently profitable, well, then really it is just a numbers game. You make more money by trading more contracts, not by trading more often. So I've made my 2 trades. I'm profitable on both. I've gone 2 for 2. My trading day would pretty much be done. I'm up about $300 on the day. Per contract, mind you. So if I were, and that's on singles, so if I were trading 2 contracts, that's a $600 day. That's all right. 3 contracts, $900 day. Oh, now it's becoming a little bit more interesting, isn't it? 4 contracts, $1,200. 5 contracts, $1,500, and so on it goes. Then when you finally build your account to the point where you can trade 10 or 15 contracts, that'd be all right, making $3,000 a day or $4,500 a day. And don't think for a moment that there aren't traders doing exactly that. All right, a little bit of a pushback now. And here we are. We're not even out of opening range yet, and our day is done. You know, when I was starting out, I forget the name of the trading room, but there was a trading room where a lot of professional traders like to hang out. And because it was a successful trading room, amateurs would pay to be there as well. The pros wouldn't always, they would share their trades, but they wouldn't always share the how-tos. But what impressed me about the trading room is that almost without exception, the professional traders would be done in the first 45 minutes of trading. That's it. I'm done. See you later. And, you know, being a young, inexperienced trader, it didn't make any sense to me. It's like, okay, but what about the rest of the day? There's still so much trading to do. Why are you not trading? Because they knew. They knew. You don't be greedy. You take your money. Thank you very much. Greed kills is not just a kind of a cool mantra. It does. It will wipe you clean. But we'll see if we can't find another opportunity. But just know that if you're profitable on the day, that is what is important. What do they say? You're only as good as your next trade. Okay, we're back into the hard edge. We got a little bit of a test of the extreme here. All right, well, a little retest here now of the hard edge. We got a rather large range here to try to Okay, well, it looks like that test of the extreme held here on the Eagle. That one right there got a little bit of an uptick. Kind of confirms the sideways stuff we got going on. I don't know if I want to, to throw a just in case order below the low just yet. Okay, well, we're getting ourselves a number one signal now to buy. All right, let's take a look here. So I'm looking to buy essentially the second push on this number one. All right, there we go. Let's see what they got. Stop placement is a little tricky. The hard edge here is probably acceptable. A deeper stop is probably advisable. A test of the trend line, either that one or even the more shallow trend line, is entirely likely, maybe even probable. Notice how we have lost momentum as the market makes another spike higher. Spoke too soon. Okay, well, nice follow through off that number one signal. The test of the extreme going into it was a pretty good hint that, well, we should probably get pretty darn close to finding our profit target. All right, I wonder if we're going to see a pause now and the market just drift lower again, if momentum is just going to take over, or the lack thereof. We got ourselves a very, very broad trading range here, no question. Comparable signals across the board here, though. We had a very nice late filter entry signal here in the Falcon. Filter goes out of sync, comes back into sync. Trend line itself never changes color. Note how flat the trend line got. That's important. That tends to lead to a more reliable late filter entry signal. Put that away for now. Well, we've really slowed down here. I'm wondering whether we're going to get another trade. Not that we need another trade, but just saying. All right, a little bit of a drift back. Okay, what just happened? Was there time to check the news? Okay, there's a huge spike. Yeah, there's no news today. Okay, well, not quite sure what caused that spike, but that was pretty impressive. Might see it better here on the Eagle. So we were down here, and then boom. All within a few seconds, the market just making a big, big rally up. Those are always interesting to watch. Not so much fun to be in. Well, yes, fun to be in if the market's going your direction. Sometimes very difficult to manage, though. Not quite sure what that was about. Oh, look at that. Wow, that's wild. Monster rally up, and now the market taking it almost all the way back to where we were just a few minutes ago. Still not quite sure what caused the hiccup there. All right, a little bit of a pushback. Well, you could call this as a huge trading range. Yeah, Keith says probably a tweet from Trump, and that's very likely what it was. Tariffs reported by Bloomberg, possible rolling back on tariffs also, says Keith. Well, it would definitely make the market happy. The market is still bullish. Truth be told, after that move, I'm a little bit afraid to buy in. But the market should head higher. It should. Okay, well, we got ourselves another number one signal printing. All right, well, here's something interesting. I'm going to show this to you because I mentioned it the other day, where we have our 3-2-3 set up. Oh, and look at this. We're going to get a 2-3-2. Okay, I'm going to throw in, actually, we'll do it like this. Stop it. Oh, okay, hold on. Hold the horses here. Okay, let's close out of that position. I got filled the wrong way but I still made some money on it. I caught a little bit of a lucky break. Okay, I had too many things going on here. What I wanted to show you, the other day I mentioned how we sometimes get these alternating signals, and a very good setup is when you see a 3-2-3. Now I know this actually says 1-2-3, but it's essentially the same thing. You're looking at a with trend move, then you're looking at a counter trend move, and now all of a sudden the market's coming back with trend and it's saying, oh no, the counter trend isn't going to work, the with trend is going to work. Normally this unfolds not quite as hectically, so you actually get a chance to react to it. But I was going to cover the position to go back with trend because we saw a counter trend attempt, or an attempt to move the market lower, and that apparently failed, and then the market tries to go higher. Well, very next bar or two, we get a 2-3-2 signal, which is the same thing but in reverse. Now all of a sudden we're seeing the buyers in a bit of a bind as they try to rally the market, and the sellers come back. So what I was going to try to do is I was going to try to bracket the market here. It just unfolded a little bit too quickly, and we came back with yet another number 3 signal. Not printing as a number 3, but that is what it is. Oh, sorry, it did print as a number 3 when it got filled. And up she goes. So watch for that. When you get the series of signals, like a number 2 signal followed by a number 3 signal followed by a number 2 signal, that usually makes for a half decent counter trend attempt. And then likewise, when you get a 3 signal, a 2 signal, and a 3 signal, that makes very often for a good with trend attempt. But I caught a little bit of a lucky break there. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Okay, well, we're back now to the hard edge. I think we can pretty much call the market a bull trend at this point. I say that tentatively. But the buyers definitely trying to be stronger. Now watch, now that I've said that, watch the bottom fall out. effectively we're still inside this bigger range, which is a little scary because that is a monster range. Oh, look at this. We are really twisted up now. The trading band here on the Raptor, very, very neutral. We're starting to flip-flop here on the Hawk and the Falcon. Okay, let's see what they do here when they come back down to the trend line. I'm going to have to close up the room here shortly, but maybe we'll just get a hint as to what's going on here. We do have a rule of 3 signal, by the way, here in the Eagle. I'll show you that. So the rule of 3 signal, let me clean this up. It's going to be a little problematic because we have that trend line right there. The rule of 3 signal occurs when you have a trend as determined by your trading band, and then you start to produce counter trend signals against the band. But before all that, you have to have a test of the extreme. So if I call this a trend, and yes, it is subjective, it's my money, I can call it a trend if I want. This is now the test of the extreme. I've already got 2 counter trend signals. The third counter trend signal would fulfill the rule of 3 signal, but even after 2 signals, you can call it a rule of 3, providing you have that test of the extreme, that all-important test of the extreme. Okay, there it is. There's number 3. I'll bring my order up a little. Okay, here we go. Now we're challenging the trend line, so there's likely to be a little bit of a pushback. I can bring my stops in a little bit. This is the eagle after all. If we can breach this low, then there's a pretty good chance the market will try to retest. Let's see, what do we have here for support and resistance lines? Not a whole lot. Median is way down here where we were a mere hour ago. All right, I've got to get going, so I'm going to tighten my profit target here a little bit to my swing target. Make it a little easier. What do I need? I'm in at 67. I need 62 3/4. There we go. Just looking to get those 5 points if I can get them. This now the bullish reaction to the trend line break. Might have been a touch aggressive on the entry. All right, well, I'm going to have to close up the trading room here. But you get the general idea. Be careful though, because the market has definitely entered a bit of a sideways trading range. Short term, I think I would give the nod to the sellers. I think there's going to be a little bit of profit taking. Might recheck the bottom end of this trading range, maybe get as low as 79.50. But overall, the trend is up today, so don't get too cocky on the short side. All right, everyone, I will catch you again tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.